Good afternoon, ladies, gentlemen, theys, and gays. This is the Real Pineapple. This is your humble host, Hunter, here. Happy 4th of July. So I'm going to make this stream really quick, to be quite frank, because my neighbors are already, for some fucking reason, shooting off fireworks. And I'm worried about my beautiful orange baby Milo um, being scared. Uh, so I'm gonna make this kind of fast. But with that said, and now my let me see here. My Twitch is I've got a okay. I was having a little technical difficulty there, but got it fixed here. So all right. So, Team America World Police is, of course, a film by Trey Parker and Matt Stone of South Park fame, a film that's actually aged, um, for better or for worse, a lot better than it probably should have. It so this came out after I always forget this came out after South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, which I'll admit, as I started getting into musicals, uh, middle of high school, I really appreciate South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut way more. That album has several bangers on it. Mountain Town, I think, is one of the best opening songs for a musical ever. Yes, I will fight you on that. I think that I think that song is fucking amazing. But Team America in the soundtrack department is no slouch. There are several songs on there that I really fucking dig. So to go ahead and just kind of get into the plot proper. So actually, real quick before I do that, I've talked about this over the last couple streams because I've done 2 streams in under 24 hours. So actually, this will be my 3rd stream in about 24 hours. So yeah, I've been on Twitch a decent amount. But what I will say real quick, and I'll just get this out of the way now so I can hop off. But if you're just feeling overwhelmed and everything by what's going on in the world, I get it. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of helplessness, and all of that. But what I would tell you is I hope that today you're off, you're able to spend some time with your family, able to grill up a burger or a steak or whatever your preference is. If you're working, I hope that people are being incredibly kind to you and courteous, and that your shift flies by. But given the state of the country, I definitely not worth celebrating our independence, considering what's on the line in November. So, with that said, I am wearing a T-Rex America shirt because I will always wear a shirt with T-Rex on it, because T-Rexes are awesome. But I hope y'all are staying safe out there, and I hope that you are able to relax and get some time with the family and just recharge your batteries a little bit. And I will say that to all the men and women, the ladies, gentlemen, theys, and gays who have fought for our country, despite our policies, thank you for your service and thank you for everything that you've done. All right, now I've got my soapbox out of the way. Back to Team America. So this came out after South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut. South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut was at 99. Team America World Police was 04. And I actually remember quick. What is my cat doing? Samuel, hey, stop that. Stop going after the hangers. Jesus. Oh, he's using his litter box. Okay, I was like, what the fuck is going on? So 04, I was a junior in high school, and I remember my colleague Colin, who of course I started the podcast with, shout out to Colin, and Kyle, guys in our fantasy football league. I've known them since I was 12, but we were going to youth group at the time over in California where we grew up, and I And I still remember this. And keep in mind, this was me going to church every Thursday night. Yeah, Thursday night and Sunday morning. Like I was really involved in my church. But I remember I remember my youth pastor going on this whole rant to start off a youth group one night about Team America and about how wrong it was. His words, I still remember this because it still rings in my mind whenever I just need to laugh. He flat out said, "It is wrong and immoral to show puppets having sex." And I remember even, again, at my most going to church, all that, I remember just thinking, wow, you are whining. This is a movie about fucking puppets, and why are you taking this so fucking seriously? It's still one of my favorite church stories because it's fucking absurd. And I will say, as far as the puppeteering in this, it's really fucking impressive. That's probably the thing that on a rewatch, because I haven't watched this. God, I haven't watched Team America since Hollywood Video was a thing. So I probably haven't watched this in 13, 14 years plus. But it was on Paramount Plus, and I was like, for a 4th of July review, this actually might be fun. And I gotta admit, I have a new admiration for this film because down to the detailing on the puppets, to the fight scenes, which are fucking hilarious, especially anytime there's any hand-to-hand combat. Straight down to the sets, the actual like rooms that the puppets inhabit. There's a shocking amount of detail and work put into this. I would love to know let me see if I can find what the budget is on this, because okay, so it looks like the budget was about $32 million. I have no idea what the box office was on Team America. Let me see. Okay, $51 million. Yeah, so it was actually a modest success, which is that's pretty fucking great. So the plot in question, and I use that I use that term somewhat loosely. But the plot in question, we follow, of course, Team America. Gary, the main character in the story here, he's an actor, and he's recruited by Team America because they need someone who is able to go ahead and infiltrate a terrorist organization to go ahead and stop a organization taking over the world. This organization is ran by Kim Jong-un, which is insane, again, for 2004, considering how the Seth Rogen movie, The Interview, almost fucked the world up. Like, it's crazy that South Park did this shit back in 2004. I think that's something that kind of gets lost in the shuffle a little bit. But one thing that I love about this movie right out the gate is that Team America starts off in Paris, and anytime they actually go ahead and go to a new location, they show the exact mileage of how far away it is from America, just to hammer home the point. It's America first, America first, America first. It's a very subtle, like, satirical thing that I think a lot of people miss out on, but something that I always just rolled my eyes at and laugh, because it's like, God. One thing about Trey Parker and Matt Stone, they are not lazy. You don't get to do 25 years of South Park, which is, again, fucking insane. And I know people put something like The Simpsons near the top of animated shows, but South Park is right there in the conversation. And the fact of the matter is, South Park still has shit to say all these years later. So shout out to Trey Parker and Matt Stone. But this opening sequence is fucking great because it's they open up in Paris, France. It's I think it's 3,657 miles away from America is what they list, and then they cut to this kid singing was it Frere Jacques? I think it's his name of the song, but he's like singing this song, skipping literally with an ice cream cone, and they cut to this Middle Eastern looking terrorist who goes ahead and has a briefcase bomb, which leads to Team America showing up. one thing I will say, the first Team America thing that we see is a helicopter, and the vehicles that Team America has are actually pretty badass. I actually thought the helicopter was pretty sick, but it leads to a big old shootout and fight, and one of the main characters in the film gets killed right off the bat. I believe I think it's Carson, I believe. But they're killed immediately. Carson is voiced by Trey Parker, who, man, like the fact that Trey Parker and Matt Stone are able to voice so many characters is fucking wild. Like they're incredibly talented motherfuckers. And again, put some respect on their name. They're fucking great. But Carson ends up getting killed. He's like the senior member of the team who has a relationship with Kristen Miller's Lisa. I think Kristen Miller, I think she did what's that show? I feel like she did That's My Bush. I feel like that's the same. I could be wrong. Yeah, no, that is her. Yeah, she played Princess Stevenson on That's My Bush, which was a very underrated show, by the way. If you can get your hands on this, That's My Bush, I would definitely check that show out. It's pretty fucking brilliant. But he goes ahead and gets killed, which goes ahead and leads us to our introduction of Gary Proper, who is on Broadway. And again, this is where not knowing about musicals and going back and rewatching it adds a lot to me, because there's the whole Broadway opening, but they call the show Lease instead of Rent, which I was like, God damn it, that's like that's fucking fun. Like, okay. And the whole opening number is Everyone Has AIDS. Which what the fuck? Like that's your opening fucking song. I don't have the lyrics here, but one of the ones that killed me was the gays, the straights, the whites, and the spades, and you're just like, oh my god, this is like it's fucking nuts. And again, it shows what they're able to get away with. But but Gary is recruited by what's the guy's name? Spotswood, which is basically their Charlie to Charlie's Angels. He goes ahead and recruits him to go ahead and help Team America to take down this terrorist organization. Him being an actor, they go, you're very important, Gary. You have a what is it? I think it's a degree in not world politics, but basically him being an actor, they'll be able to utilize that. He can impersonate a terrorist. It's quite absurd, but it's quite funny when you think about it, though. And this was kind of a realization I had, that I was like, wow, that's fucking funny. This is really no different than I Spy or Bad Company or other spy movies that use this trope. This one is just way more upfront about it and is very aware of how absurd it is. And that's something that really doesn't lend itself to the fun. Spotswood, there's a point where he tells Gary, like, come outside, I want to show you something. One thing I love too is whenever the puppets walk, it's like they're floating. There's definitely like some more care put into the puppeteering when it comes to, like, the action stuff, but with basic things like walking, it's like they could give a shit, and I mean that as a compliment. Like, it's clear there was clearly a mandate to go, we're gonna kind of fuck around on some of the more basic stuff, but with the more intense stuff, we're gonna put more effort in. But Spotswood goes ahead and tells him to follow him to this alley, and Gary's immediate reaction is, oh, okay, I get it. Like, you're a Hollywood guy, and I need to go ahead and put your dick in my mouth, and you'll give me a part. Which, man, saying this shit back in 2004 and considering what we've learned about Hollywood over the last 20 years, holy shit. So Spotswood retorts with, I'm not from Hollywood. My time's extremely valuable, and I'm not gonna ask you to put your dick in my mouth. That is very important for later. But we will come back to that. So Gary goes ahead and meets the rest of the team. This is after Spotswood gets him into the limo, and Gary goes, oh yeah, this is a nice limo. And he goes, yes, it is. Now suck my cock. Just fucking absurd. So they go ahead and take Gary back to HQ, and he goes ahead and meets the rest of the team. They go ahead and fill him in on what's going on. and what they need him to do. And they give the big hero speech, like, you're the only one that you can do this. You're the one who has the power. And Spotswood goes, well, if you don't want to help, there's a door. And Gary just goes, oh, okay. And just, it fucking leaves. And that made me very happy. There are several moments like that where they do the very tropey thing in the film and they go, oh no, actually this wouldn't work. Someone would just leave or someone would just say fuck off. And so that was really fun. But it leads to a great montage of Gary going to like the Lincoln Monument and like the Lincoln Memorial and having a conversation about what America means to him. One of the lyrics that I love is freedom isn't free. It costs folks like you and me. And it's so basic Americana bullshit. Again, Trey Parker and Matt Stone, not dumb men. They get what they're doing. And it's like the fact that so many people listen to like America Fuck Yeah and don't understand that it's a fucking parody. Like it's insane. The opening action sequence of Team America is them literally blowing up the Eiffel Tower with a rocket launcher and going, oh shit, I missed. And in Paris, rightfully so, looking at Team America like, what the fuck? Look at all this collateral damage you caused, which again, very intentional with this fucking movie. But moving ahead here, there's I said that the main villain is Kim Jong-il. The way that they have Kim Jong-il talk, the way they have him talk is so goddamn funny. And I'm sure Kim Jong-il saw this or heard he saw this. Somehow this got to him. I'm sure he was super thrilled with how he was portrayed. But they go ahead and they get Gary. They go ahead and get Gary all fixed up so he looks like a terrorist. The thing that really makes me laugh about this movie, especially the sequence, is that while they go ahead and they put like this pube looking beard on Gary's face and they tan his skin, he's still wearing this leather jacket. He's still wearing the leather jacket that he wore out when he initially met Team America, and he's wearing a leather jacket in fucking Cairo, and none of these terrorists expect anything or suspect anything. It's fucking amazing. Like, there's so many visual gags like that make the film so much fucking fun, and I just found myself just rolling. There is a really actually well done car chase sequence where the terrorists go ahead and recruit Gary, and he goes ahead and acts his way in. He just goes, oh, Durka which again, just speaking gibberish, but apparently it fucking works. And so they go ahead and there's this really cool actual chase sequence, and there's this point where the terrorists are like, we're gonna blow up this Jeep, and Gary's like, wait, what are we doing? And he's like, oh, we have bombs inside this Jeep, so we're gonna run this Jeep towards Team America, blow it up, and then we'll kill ourselves in the process. And Gary rightfully so is in the backseat like, wait, what the fuck? So they go towards the Team America Jeep. They're speeding towards it, and then the Team America Jeep actually has a ramp that drops down so that the terrorists go flying through the air. At the same time, in an action beat that I actually unironically love, Lisa's character is on a motorcycle, and she goes ahead and she catches Gary in midair, puts him on the back of her bike, and saves him. But my first thought when I saw that whole ramp sequence was, oh my god, did Fast and Furious copy Team America? Because you remember how they have that whole thing with the what's his name? Shaw and his group of people, and that's how they get Brian in that first initial car chase sequence. Like, did Furious 7 copy Team America? Like, I just some food for thought, just something to think about. So the plot as it progresses, Film Actors Guild. You can spell out what that spells put together. Headed by Alec Baldwin in this movie, is aiming for peace and unity around the world. And hearing Alec Baldwin say that there's no room in the world for unnecessary violence, considering what happened to him, really fucked and ages again. Eek. But there's so many moments in this movie that I just found myself laughing at. So the Film Actors Guild, I think it's Tim Robbins who says this, but he goes, last year I went to Iraq before Team America showed up, and it was a happy place. It had flowery meadows and rainbow skies and rivers made of chocolate where the children played. And it's and it's all this shit where you're just like, stop. Like, again, in the best way, because it is just so cartoonish and is so hamming it up. But the way that they lean into it in certain parts of the film, just makes it amazing. There is what a lot of people, of course, remember this movie for. There is a love sequence where Gary and Lisa make love, and again, watching these puppets fuck is just it's so goddamn absurd. Gary talks about the danger and how, oh my God, like I could die at any moment. And Lisa straight up just goes, if you tell me you'll never die, I'll make love to you right now. And Gary looks her dead in the face and goes, I promise you, I will never die. it's so dumb. And then they go ahead and make love to the song Only a Woman. Which is the amount of sex positions they put in this sequence. Like, the sequence is maybe 2 minutes, but they maximize their time, I will say. And watching Gary go like, oh my God, I think I'm falling in love, and this puppet hand reach up and closes eye. There's so much mileage that this film gets just because it is puppets. I think if you did this animation like Sausage Party, I think a lot of the jokes would still really hit. But there is this element of, you guys got all these puppets and put all this work in. Like, it's quite wonderful. Like, just that gag alone. It's pretty wonderful, honestly. Getting to the end of the movie, it ends with a big old shootout with Team America against the Film Actors Guild. So it leads to multiple actors being killed, including Helen Hunt, Susan Sarandon. Kim Jong-il shoots Alec Baldwin, shoots him straight in the head, just blows his head up. We get a fight with I can't remember. I think it's Joe yeah, I think it's Joe. I think Joe's the one who's like the yeah, I think Joe's the one who is like the martial arts expert. But Joe's the all-American boy. That's right. It doesn't really matter what their names are. Leave me the fuck alone. But there are several songs in here for me that really do work. There's Montage, of course, is an absolute classic. Gary goes ahead and does leave the team, and so Spotswood is like, well, dude, you want to get back in the game, like you have to prove like there is like that you trust me, you trust the team 100%. And so he tells him like, all right, you talked about it earlier, now I want you to suck my dick. And and the way that Gary goes, wait, what? It's such a great sell of it. And oh man, the actual last sequence where Gary shows up to Kim Jong-il's palace, one of the visual gags I just never caught. Again, haven't watched this in forever, but he's dressed like a fucking Jedi, and he uses his acting to go ahead and trick these the henchmen who are guarding the door, and goes, oh, I don't need credentials, you'll just let me in. and they even just look at each other and go, "Oh yeah, I believe him," and they just let him in. So it's literally him using the Jedi mind trick, but they just call it acting. Fucking great. Kim Jong Il, of course, is defeated, but then you find out Kim Jong Il is a cockroach. So it's basically a Power Rangers ending, like Inspector Gadget-esque ending. You know, like, I'll be back to America. I'll get you next time. It's fucking great. This is a great fucking movie. I will say it's like 90, I think it's like 97 minutes, 98 minutes, something like that. But man, you talk about a movie that I thought was like shockingly well paced for what I remember. Some great gags. I haven't gone over all the gags, obviously, but this is a movie I had so much fun with. This is a solid A. I do like South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut more, just because I do think there are more banger songs on that. Blame Canada, It's Easy MK, Mountain Town, just to name a few. And South Park is actually, wow, that's actually shorter. It's South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut's 81 minutes. That's kind of wild. So I do think that even at 17 minutes, it's not like it's a drag with Team America, but I do think that South Park Bigger, Longer, Uncut is just paced better. But with that said, if there is a movie that you should watch today that you have not seen before, if you haven't seen Team America World Police, definitely check it out. It's well worth your time. You'll get some hard-ass laughs out of it. It's on Paramount Plus streaming right now, and I'm sure it's very cheap to buy if on VOD if you haven't if you don't own it or have Paramount Plus. I actually just bought the 4K of it. So I bought this 4K for Anchorman because the anniversary of that's coming up. South Park Bigger, Longer, and Uncut, and Team America World Police. So happy I was able to get those. But yeah, this is a solid A for Team America World Police. So yeah, check it out. It is well worth your time, and it's an absolute blast. Before I get out of here, y'all, I've got quite a few things come down the pipeline. Yeah, quite a few actually. Coming up for the rest of the week, I'm gonna have a actually yesterday I did 2 streams. So if you haven't checked those out, go check those out now. I did a review for Gen V Season 1 with my friends Bradley Martin, aka Canada, and Nick Taylor over at the Afternoon Tune. Shout out to Nick, shout out to the AT. Probably I might do it tomorrow night. We'll see how I'm feeling, but gonna have a review. Actually, no, that's gonna be on the 7th. Pardon me. I might record it earlier. If I change that up, I'll let y'all know. But I'll have a review for Despicable Me 4 and Maxine. So I'm excited to go ahead and bring this to y'all. And then next week, on the 8th, for sure, I will be doing this. 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. I will be reviewing. I'll be doing stream for my MCU wish list. Since we're heading into Wolverine and Deadpool. Or Deadpool and Wolverine, whatever. Since we're heading into that, I'm going to go ahead and just talk about some things I'd like to see from the MCU moving forward. So really excited to go ahead and talk some MCU with y'all. As far as other stuff coming down the pipeline, I'm going to have review up for some really good indie stuff that I've seen recently, including Midas, Goldilocks and the Two Bears, and Blackwater Lane. Gonna have reviews up for all of those up on the channel here for the next week or so. I'm gonna have reviews up for all the Despicable Me films, so Despicable Me 1 through 3 and Despicable Me 4. I'm gonna have reviews up early next week for all 4 Beverly Hills Cops films, so Beverly Hills Cops 1 through 3, as well as Beverly Hills Cop Axel F. Really excited to bring that to y'all as well. And then later on in the month, I'll have reviews up for Loki Season 1 and 2, and X-Men Origins Wolverine, leading up to Deadpool and Wolverine here in a few weeks. And lastly, I'll have a review up for the 90s classic Twister, leading up to Twisters coming out here in a few weeks as well. So lots of stuff coming down the pipeline for y'all. So make sure that you subscribe everywhere so you know when these reviews are dropping. You can find me in the show on YouTube at The Real Pineapple. That's REEL Pineapple. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, ring that bell so you get notifications for when new stuff is dropping. You can find me on Twitch at twitch.tv/The Real Pineapple. Go ahead and like, share, subscribe, rate the podcast. It definitely helps me out. You can find a podcast pretty much wherever you listen to podcasts: SoundCloud, Apple Podcasts, Podbean, Stitcher, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Amazon Music, TuneUp, and Samsung Podcasts, to name a few, at The Real Pineapple. You can follow yours truly on TikTok, IG, and the Twitter at JHunterRealPineapple. That's JHunter and then REEL Pineapple. And you can follow me on Letterboxd at Black Shazam. And you can follow me on Blue Sky at realpineapple.bsky.social. Thank you so much for listening, everyone. Stay safe out there. Take care of each other. Hopefully you have a safe 4th. Hope your family is well. Hope your life is well. Hope your vibes are good. But like I said, y'all, please take today if you can. Rest up. If you have to go to the grocery store, it's almost 1 o'clock. Go now so that people who are working at the grocery store can get out at a decent time. But yeah, y'all, thank you so much for listening. And never forget, as always, to keep it real. I will talk to y'all soon, and have a great rest of your day. Happy 4th.